I got a little break and I wanted to talk to y'all about the monster muscle car weekend that I just finished. Man, had a hell of a time in St. Louis, Missouri. Shout out to the Painter family that hosted the event. Guys, one thing that I want to talk about is my car, the way my car is set up, and how was I able to win so many races. You know, when I first got there, a lot of people, you know, they want to come and talk to you and stuff, and they asked what class would I enter, and I said, well, I want to enter the open class, you know, because it has very little rules to that class. First thing they asked me was, do you have nitrous on your car? And my reply was, no, I don't have nitrous on your car. And they said, well, do you have a custom cam on your car? No. Do you have headers on your car? No. Do you, you know, I mean, they just started going down the list, and I could see that every time I said no, their eyes were getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like, man, this is gonna be easy fish to pull in this boat. We go to the event, we get the racing, and man, the Soul Snatcher is outrunning these cars. These cars got nitrous on them. The Soul Snatcher is doing his thing. He's kicking butt, taking no prisoners, and just putting them to shame. I mean, guys are calling their tuners. They're asking, like, what the hell is going on? They're turning their cars up. They're trying every trick in the book, and they can't figure out why they can't beat the Soul Snatcher. Guys, let me let y'all in on a little secret. Before I chose my tuner, I spoke to my race coach, Rod Hetzel, and I spoke to Third Degree, you know, Greg Wilborn. Both of these guys are experienced racers. One of the biggest things that Rod Hetzel told me was, he said, we're not going to take the nitrous route. He said, as much as you like nitrous, I know those guys are at the track with nitrous on a fuel-injected engine, it can be done, they can do it the right way, but you stand a chance of blowing up things, and people get so addicted to nitrous that they forget that they have to drive the car. So he said, what you're going to do first is you're going to learn how to drive the car before we even entertain the idea of doing nitrous. So that's what I did. I entertained the idea by learning how to drive the car. So when we went looking for tuners, I talked to several of the big name tuners out there. I'm not going to throw out their names, but you know, you guys know who they are. And one tuner in particular really stood out to me. Something that he said was pretty interesting that Rod Hetzel liked and I liked. This tuner was not trying to throw a bunch of parts on the car. The guy was like a minimalist. He was like, nope, you don't need that. Nope, you don't need that. Nope, he's like, do you want to run races? I'm like, yeah, but everybody, he's like, do you want to be everybody or do you want me to be honest with you? And I said, well, I want you to be honest with me. And so he says, okay, well then this is what you need to do. And I was amazed that more than half the stuff that all these other guys were doing and have on their car, he was like, no. He said, Demonology, you know how to drive the car, and I'm gonna do what your coaches asked of me, which is tune the car around the way you drive, around your racing technique with your foot. And so that's the way he set my car up. I'll be at the drag strip, I'll talk to some guy, oh man, I'm doing a 75 shot of nitrous, and then I'll call my guy up and I'll call my tuner and I say, man, I think I want to do a 75 shot of nitrous. Well, why come you're not doing this to the car? And he says, look, you drive the car and let me tune it. So I say, okay, all right. Guys, my tuner's name is Curt Dusterhoff. I said, hey, Curt, this guy has ported heads and so-and-so and so-and-so. What do you think about us doing ported heads? Can we do ported heads and you tune the car for ported heads? He's like, look, do what you do. Shut up and drive the car. Quit calling me. So I'm like, man, this dude, he's like, hey, you do you and let me do me. You drive the car, let me worry about the tuning. So I'm like, okay, all right. So then I'm talking to another guy on the track. Oh man, I got these headers on my car, and these headers are making my car. Man, I get Curt. Hey, Curt, man, what do you think about these headers? No. He says, you drive the car, let me tune it. finally, I got him down. I had a long conversation with him, and he said, look, let me explain something to you in the tuning game. People are selling parts. He says, you want to win races, is when you called me, and that's what you said. You want a tune that can win races. I said, yep, I want a tune that can win races. He said, well, that's what I gave you. I gave you a tune that can win races. Now go out there and race. You know? So that's what I did, you know? I finally shut up, and I went out, and I started racing. And by racing, I started noticing that at my local track, all these guys have nitrous, they have all this stuff, and I'm beating them. I'm mashing their heads in, and they're trying to figure it out. What is Demonology doing? They're popping my hood, they're looking at everything. And I'm not doing anything but driving my car the way Rod Hetzel told me to drive it, taking the advice of Third Degree when he's reading the track, tell me what we need to do to make the adjustments, and having faith in the tune that Curt Dusterhoff put in the car. One thing that he told me, he said, you're constantly telling me that you want a safe tune. Guys, you got to realize I'm not rich, right? I'm a retired police officer. I run a jiu-jitsu school. I can't blow up engine after engine after engine, you know. He said, I'm giving you a safe tune where your car can hold up and you're not going to be blowing your engine up, you know. So he said, that's what you got. You got a safe tune. You got a badass tune. You got a tune to win races. Now go out and race the car. And that's what I've been doing, guys. So let me tell you what I got on the car. Talked to Mark Carlyle Racing. I teamed up with those guys. Carlyle Racing, who's the person that got me in contact with Curt Dusterhoff. Carlyle Racing then got me in contact with the drive shaft shop. They said, if you're going to turn the car up, there's a couple of things that we need to do to beef it up. I said, first, we're going to put 2 new axles off in it. So the drive shaft shop put me some stronger rear axles in it. They said the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put you an aluminum or a carbon fiber drive shaft. They said we'll give you both options. We'll send you both, let you run both. You can run whichever one that you like the best. I like the aluminum better. Something about the aluminum felt better to me, right? So I went with the aluminum drive shaft. So that stiffened up my differential and my axles, because I see a lot of cars mod their cars and then their stuff is breaking. So after that was done, Curt Dusterhoff told me, he said, contact this company called JMS. He said they just came out with the deal. I call it a booster pump. I don't think it's called a booster pump, but JMS came out with this deal that, guys, I'm still running my stock pumps, you know? And all I did was add this thing to my stock pumps. It's plug and play. The guys that did the work for me is a company called Gearheads in Arlington, Texas. And they plugged it in, and it's adjustable, so it adjusts on the throttle. When you're giving more gas, the thing adjusts itself. Whatever, I don't know the intricacies of it, but it's badass, and it works great. The injectors, oh man, I argued with Curt up and down. Curt, I want these big injectors, man. I had a talk with this tuner in California, and he said I gotta go 1,800 injectors at a minimum, and blah, 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 and Curt says, no. Let me do what I do. You race the car, let me tune the car. So I'm scratching my head, okay. Originally, he was just going with the upper pulley. Metco sent me the pulleys. All he wanted was just he didn't even want a lower pulley, guys. Innovators West stepped in and said, we'll give you a lower pulley. He says, if you're getting a lower pulley for free, let's put it on the car, less slippage, but I really don't need a lower pulley. And that's it. The fuel, well, we put a corn-based fuel off in the car. There you go. He tuned it, go to the track, have fun. First tune he sent me, y'all can go back and see the videos. The car was flying up, breaking the tires loose. I sent him the tune back. He says, I see exactly what you're doing with your foot, and we're gonna adjust this car around the way you drive, which is what you asked me to do. Just have faith and let me do it. He said, I'm gonna send you 3 different tunes. One for an average track, one for a below average track, one for an average, and one for a great prep track. All these guys, they all got bead locks. Bead locks. Rod Hetzel said, no, you don't need bead locks. You're not making enough horsepower to use bead locks. Just use a regular set of wheels. We need as less weight as we can for rotational. Now, my tire sponsor, Mickey Thompson. This is where we kind of had a difference, because the tires that I used to run on the car were 23 pounds. Mickey Thompson wanted me to run a tire that weighed 39 pounds. And I was like, dude, the rotational weight. You know, Rod Hetzel is a big stickler to rotational weight. Finally, the Mickey Thompson rep just convinced me. He said, put the tires on the car and run them. I put those tires on the car. Oh my gosh. Oh my freaking, man, the car's running like a bat out of hell. I'm running faster times with heavier tires on the car. The Mickey Thompson rep said, look, this is what you got to realize. Your car is heavy. We need that stiff, heavy sidewall to hold up your car. Rod Hetzel's answer is to put more air in the tire, which, you know, that did work, but oh my goodness, the tire runs so much better, so much faster with those big sticky Mickeys on that car. My exhaust, guys, I'm running my full exhaust. All I did was took my catalytic converters out of my exhaust. It was plug and play. I just unbolted the cats, put those deals in there, bolted them back up, and Curt tuned out the cats. 1,300 injectors. Axles from the drive shaft shop. Drive shaft from the drive shaft shop. JMS, I call it a booster pump. I know it's not a booster pump. And I'm running a corn-based system, you know, fuel, like E85. That's it, people. Ain't no secrets. Now, I got a badass race coach by the name of Rod Hetzel. You all know him as a Cobra Jet Master. And I got a good buddy by the name of Third Degree, Greg Wilbarn, that reinforces what Hetzel tells me and makes sure that I'm on the track and he's reading the track for me. And I personally believe I got the best tuner in the world because he tells me, shut up and race the car. Hey guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and also click the bell. Check out the videos up at the top, and if you get a chance, check out our merch store. Peace.